Hello, it's Keith from Kinvert, and what I'm going to be trying to do is completing this mission. I've got something around the Mun, but I don't have enough Delta V to get back. I had a very inefficient launch. Long story short, the reason was, well, for the first one, maybe it's just kind of my fault with the design. The second one that I tried to use to save the first one, I put an antenna that was on the west side of the rocket, not thinking about it, and I did a left gravity turn, because my first stage was just an SRB. So yeah, I'm going to be trying to get into the orbit of the Mun and then come back and land here and get some stuff. And then the other thing I want to do, there was one other mission that expires soon that looks good. I think I want to do this one, so I got to make sure I have this engine and then accept this before I go, because I'm going to burn through a day real quick. Wait, why am I doing this? I want to go into here, make sure I have that RL10 Poodle or whatever. Engines. What, do I not have it? Maybe I don't have it. If I exit this, I want to make sure which engine it is that they want me to use for the mission. REL10 Poodle. I think that was on one of the directions I don't want to train. No. It wasn't these. These are huge. Oh my gosh, it is that. Okay. I mean, that's not the direction I want to train, and it takes 90 research, so I basically have to pass up that mission anyway, unfortunately. So yeah, that stinks. Alright, so what I'm going to do... I mean, I could kind of accept this. I have a year to complete it, but I guess I'm just going to let that one expire. Let's see, conduct, test, back, thumper, solid fuel booster, in flight over Kerbal, but it's got to be there. I'm not ready to do that. Ferry 2 tourists, focused, focused, focused. I'm going to stick with this one. So I've completed the first part, and now I've got to return, and yeah, so that's what I'm going to be aiming to do. I'm going to go into here. Well, first, I want to make this new rocket. So I'm going to do it with a probe. I'm going to go into here and get the reaction control. That's going to be a big help. I'm going to research this, purchase them. Okay, and now I can start making some improvements to the satellite that I'm going to send. I want to make sure I have enough Delta V. So here's the old satellite I sent, and I can shrink this down a lot, I think. I do not need such a big antenna. I don't think I need hardly any batteries. I don't need much science at all. I might not even need that. So what am I going to do? I need a heat shield that I should have just gotten. Okay. This one? Cool. So I've got a heat shield. I want a parachute. Utility, parachute. I don't know what this thing's ballistic coefficient is going to be. So I will just 0.07, 0.1, 0.1. So I'm going to pop on a drogue. I want to go on this side. So a drogue there, and then this is like a little heavier. Okay, my bad. The drogue is lighter. This one's heavier. Wow, that's huge. New? Okay. And then I need a separator. So that I can land this. I might want that. Whoa! I might want that reaction control. Control. All right. This will give me some ability to control this. But when I am landing, I am gonna need batteries. Do I have small? All right. I don't know how much of this I need. I'm going to go with this. And I think this is going to be a lot more delta V than the previous ones. Oh, I'm going to need an antenna on this. And I will add this also on this side. And then I think I'm going to replace these with steerable. Now that I've got them. That'll give me some ability. Alright. These ones turn, right? I think these are the turning ones. Okay, everything else I think I'm going to leave the same. I think I've got more delta V than before. I think I'm well below on the rocket parts. I'm going to take the solar and pop them up on top here. Whatever. Okay. Look at those aesthetics. Okay, it's heavier on that side, so my gravity turn should go the correct way. I've got controllable wings this time, so I shouldn't have quite the nightmares that I did before. Alright, so get my staging here. Okay, so add one, get this up towards the top. Okay, engine, yes. Yes. No. Okay, so below this I need this stage sep. And so separation, engine, separate, and then I need the drogue chute before the main chute. And I don't know what this ballistic coefficient's going to be. Okay, so SRB, separate, first liquid, separate, second liquid. This is my space stage, my upper stage. And then once I get everything arranged, I can separate and bring this in on its little heat shield. It's got a RCS on it, and it's got a drogue chute, so hopefully this is enough for me to get back. And this is an extendable antenna. Okay, I think this is what I want. Mun and back. Okay. Save that. So yeah, just a minimal probe to get me out there and get me back, and return this to Kerbin, and I believe I have to return it all the way to the surface. Return to Kerbin from orbit. Well, bring vessel that was stable back to the surface of Kerbin to achieve this goal. I think this is going to do it. I have no idea. I don't think I need any science. I've got control. I've got that. I've got a gimbaling engine. I've got solar. I've got a battery. We're going to go for it and see how it goes. So I do want to check my delta V in a vacuum. Oh yeah. We're going to go for it. I give it a 75% chances of working. What do you guys say? Here we go. Why am I so nervous hitting the button? Let's just go. Make sure the weight is on the correct side. Yes. All right, full throttle. Stability assist won't work. Stage. Beautiful. Okay, I do have misaligned center of gravity going on. I can feel it when I try to turn. I also roll. Okay. Okay, it's looking good so far. Make sure I'm not going to blow. I don't have any. All right. I think this is going to be lower than I want. I hope for it to be at 45 thou before I run out of fuel in this first stage. I might get there. Okay. So I'm going to ride this up a bit because it'll stay aerodynamically stable for now. And then once I stage, this upper stage is probably not aerodynamically stable, so I want to be out of the air as much as I can. It might be a little difficult to control because I've got enough of a center of gravity problem that when I thrust, it's going to want to move on me, and I don't have any sort of stability assist. But I do have gimbaling, and I added a reaction wheel. So we've still got some pretty good vertical speed component here. And I just want to get out of as much of this atmosphere as I can before I stage. Yeah, these clearly move. Yep, so these are the ones that move. And I should have enough thrust to weight ratio. It's about time for me to stage. All right, so okay, so far so good. I don't want to jinx it. I've got a negative vertical speed. You can see it because my orbital speed is below the horizon, so I'm trying to rise that up a bit and get the apoapsis out in front of me. I'm not doing a perfect job, but it's getting closer here. Oh, I can probably roll now that I have the reaction control wheels. Oh boy, come on. Not very good at WASD. Okay, apoapsis out in front of me. And yeah, it's probably going to, as long as I'm throttling, as long as I've got thrust, it's probably going to keep turning because I don't have a good center of gravity. What do we got? Not enough periapsis. This one needs to get to the Mun and back. I should have enough fuel to do it fairly easily. The one thing that can become tough is you've got to get within the sphere of influence to know that you're in the sphere of influence, and it's hard to know how big the sphere of influence is of the Mun without looking at it. So it really doesn't tell you much of where you're going. But I'm going to time warp as soon as I'm close to... Oh, come on. I'm still in. Oh boy, I was unaware of that. Did I lose anything? Got that. I think I'm going to survive this. I mean, my apoapsis is going to drop. Oh boy. My apoapsis is not above 75. Okay. So I'm going to have to get creative. Very poorly executed. This will at least get me out of the atmosphere. I can physics warp now until I'm out of the atmosphere. Yeah, that was very poorly done. I wasted a lot of fuel. Okay, let's time warp out to apoapsis. Okay. And so now I can actually turn without having to use throttle. Alright, and this has 1275 delta V. Show all. Ooh, am I gonna make it? 1275 might not be enough to get... That's not gonna be enough. This is not enough delta V to get me there, and I am at my top stage. Alright, so I've got to revert to vehicle assembly, and I've got to find a way to get a more delta V out of this. All right, that's what I got to do. And I got to do it with not many parts. I got to get an orbit around the Mun and then get back. What if I ditch this in place of the big honker? And then I've got this. How many pieces? Oh, I've still got 8 pieces I can put on. I would like to improve the center of gravity. Let's see. I mean, I can assume, how heavy is this? I just don't know what the ballistic coefficient, so 0.84 tons. And that's not a much bigger frontal area. And then if I go for control, no. 0.005 tons. Okay, this thing's gonna have a good terminal velocity, if I had to guess. So I don't need to worry, I still need parachutes. I don't think this thing will even attach. So I do need to use radial, unfortunately. And they are quite heavy. 0.1, that's not enough to land me. 0.1, and if I don't want a bad center of gravity, I need 2. Go like that. I kind of think I need a battery and a wheel. I don't know where my stability is going to be. Let's see, my aerodynamic center is far ahead now, so I need more aero in the back. I can try with some lighter, because these are probably heavy. 0.1, 0.037, see, I want these. Alright, so this is going to get me aerodynamically stable, I think, through almost the whole flight regime except up here. I can still fit more parts if I need to. So I've got battery, I've got chutes, no drogues, I've got a reaction control, and I've got a separator so that I can land without the fuel tanks. And with the extra thrust I've got here, I kind of get the feeling that I can add in a little more fuel. Is that a tank? And then what's this? I gotta get my bearings. Okay, so this is an engine. And so I want to add more fuel above this. Make a bigger upper stage. Okay. Is this the one I added? Or is this the engine? That's the engine. Ditch that. Put this back, put this back. I can handle 0.6 more tons. Okay. Is this the engine? That's the engine. That's... I don't know what more you could want. That's about as close as that can get. Aerodynamically stable there, and then these are way at the back for this next stage. Now it has a good center of gravity. So this first one I am going to get 721 out of it. The next one I'm going to get, 1237. So I'm going to get 1400. So I'm going to start adding these up. Alright, so I am going to get, for sea level, 721. We'll pretend that's it. Plus, we'll call this 1350. And then we'll pretend that this one is fully in vacuum. 7. Alright. I'm looking at a delta V of 5,700 meters per second. So 5.8 kilometers per second is what I'm looking at. And I just kind of think that's enough. I don't know if I can ditch the battery. I do have 3 solar. I can probably get this up to 4 before I really run out. Okay, that's about as close as that can get. So now I'm going to have more power. And what I want to do is potentially ditch the battery. This has to have some amount of battery. Does it? Electric charge, 10. All right. And it should not have any monopropellant or anything, right? You'd hope. Come on, go away. Okay. So I'm gonna ditch the battery. I'm just slightly nervous about the amount of power I have. I'm gonna leave it. So this is what I'm gonna launch, and the goal will be to get out to the Mun in orbit. Sorry about the audio, I got family here. Orbit the Mun and return safely to Kerbin. This is what I'm gonna launch, and we're gonna see that next time. So this is Keith from Kinvert, flying some Kerbal, getting ready for a KSP2 to help get, we teach kids robotics, coding, 3D printing, and this is part of me getting ready for KSP2. So yeah, we will see you guys later. Bye-bye.